All right, good morning. It's Labor Day, and I am laboring. So, I have some. I might buy cheap violin strings, but I at least buy the violin strings that are highly rated. And for the prices that I'm looking to sell a lot of these violins, um, get to test my chisel's sharpness. For the amount that I'm charging for these violins, because really the goal is to get a good violin in someone's hands. It's not to make myself rich. I mean, don't we all wish? So we got our E string here. Fun story about the E string is that underneath the E string is where your sound post is supposed to go. It's not dead center. So if you look through the E string F hole, which is this side, you should be able to actually see the sound post, which I can. And we're just going to go in. And these are actually full strings. I'm already noticing that the big problem is that they already, see, they have this winding on it to, well, I mean, it's going to also help protect the peg, but it's also going to create some friction. So it is going to end up being longer than the, oh goodness. I got this on the first try before, and now it's just not going. Trying to do this like the best way possible, and it's just not cooperating with me this morning, which is fine. An instrument that doesn't want to necessarily cooperate probably just wants to show off, and you always want your violins to show off. You want something that's actually wants to perform, right? So what we're doing is we're making sure that the string goes under instead of over. I've done over. I don't really see much of a difference necessarily, but then again, I'm not a luthier. I'm a guy who is buying violins cheap and fixing them up to a playable, very nice playable level, and getting them to the point where getting them out the door to people who need them. This is true. And I'm trying to do it at a price where you can go to a luthier and make sure that the violin is the good price. And the more I go, the more the better job I'm going to do here. So we have that string in. Now we've got the second string. I actually want to go to the fourth string, which is our G. The way I remember this is that if you look at like the Celtic version of Day, they made a joke about this on Community, the TV show, where they hired a band called Green Day, but it was DAE. It was a Celtic band. Anyway, when you look at strings for cello and violin, it goes G, D, A, E, and it spells G'day. Australian good day. I just thought that was kind of funny. It's a good way of remembering. All right, so now we have 2 strings in, and this one is on the A string slot. So now what I need is the case, because the case has the bridge. I don't know how much I really like this bridge. It seems a little flat, but it is the bridge that goes to the violin, which means that the feet and everything are built to go on this violin. The higher curvature goes on the G, the lower goes on the E. This is actually labeled, which I think is funny because I don't know if I'm the one who did that. And if I am the one who did it, there is a chance that I did it wrong. No. So this one just pulled out all of a sudden. So I've got to restring the E again. That E is just, being someone who's bought a few violins now, the A and the E, I would actually say it's the A string that comes in missing more often than not. It's, the E string is actually more commonly there so far. And I think that's just because the A is played more often. Than the E, so it gets worn down more. All right, now we're going to open this up. This is being such a pain. I'm glad because it kind of illustrates how much of a pain this really is. It's not like, oh, son of a gun. It's not like this is the easiest thing in the world. So this video is actually going to add kind of some credibility to when I tell people, yeah, I buy these things cheap and used and I fix them up, and that's why there's this price difference, that these people are going to sit there and go, well, you know, how do I know you deserve that much of a price difference? Well, first off, the price is the price. You are fully capable of doing exactly what I do. There is nothing special about it. The difference is that I actually enjoy this task. And this is what I want to do. But if you think that this is an easy thing to do, by all means, go out and do it. Move that back to the E slot. Now it does get easier once you start doing it. Did this unwind again? This pesky E string is just such a problem. And then the G string being in the D strings spot down here at the tailpiece was a big problem for me as well. And that's because these things right here, instead of being completely covered, so like if I bring out, where's this violin's tail piece? Ah, there it is. So yeah, see how this one is completely enclosed? And you can see all of the slots for where each string is supposed to go. See if I can just do it like that. See all those slots? And then this one has no slots. You actually have to bring up the little claw thing to make sure you're in the right place. That's the problem with this one. Could I actually switch out the tail pieces? Yes, but this one actually came with this spot, so that's why I'm kind of trying to stay there. Now, is this my E? Oh. Someone else, you know what? I'm just doing this based on my common thought process, which would be that if I string down each side of the bridge, then it'll be easier to get the two in the middle. And that might not be the case. So I'm going to put down the E string for right now. Because when building a house with walls, I found out that sometimes it's actually easier to do the boards going across rather than a board here, fill in the middle. And that's just because of the fact that the boards up at the top, sometimes they'll twist a little bit or they'll be bent. And as you go, you're bringing those boards back together in each of those spots and creating more of a stability thing there. So, yes, I'm building a little house, a little playhouse, and that came up. So I need to pull out this tuning peg here a little bit and get this going. This is my D string, so this is the second thickest string. All right, that is done well enough up there. Now I need to bring it down here. All right, we are hooked in. I wish I had a better camera setup so that I could actually show you this, but that's where I need subscribers. Sorry, I need this to either, I need these violins to actually start selling along with other things that I plan on selling and fixing. And I need subscribers because I need to be able to make some kind of money for better rigging, better lighting, better setups, better everything. So you subscribe and watch the videos and watch the commercials, and I will definitely increase my ability to show you stuff. So, in an effort to make that promise happen right now, I actually have, what's really bad is right now I have a 3D printed tuner tail pin right here. Sorry, that's a little bright. Let me see if I can get a smaller light on there. So what you can actually probably see that it is definitely 3D printed. It's doing its job though, to its credit. I have a better quality one being printed right now. So I'm going to take this flashlight so that we've got really good light. I'm going to widen that out a bit, the beam. Oh gosh, that's gotta suck. Sorry if you're seeing all those. It's an LED, so there's a frequency involved. So right there, you can see the hole. I can't see it for nothing because I've got a flashlight in my eyes, and when I go like this, all I see is a dark spot there. So I can't see anything at all. This is just blind. Again, I gotta, oh man, that's a That tuning peg might actually need to be shaved a bit. That is very firm. That's nice. I'm not used to such firm tuning pegs. Okay, so we're going to start going in there. And then we have it. We have these things that are tangled. I'm going to try to get this. Okay, we've got it untangled now. So we will come down here and the string has a little washer there wound around with the string wound around it. And then we hook it inside. That's all you gotta do. Same thing with those open slot ones that I showed you earlier. It's the exact same setup. It's just different. Oh, whoops. I started unwinding it rather than winding it. So we're going to do counterclockwise if you were to look at it. Whoop, what the hell just happened? Did I break the tuning peg or did the wind? Something just happened with the G string. Oh, that's unfortunate. Looks like I'm never buying these strings again. The G string broke on this. Okay, well, we still have the other two. Let's get our job done. Not worry too much about that failure. Gotta move on. So I got a hole there. Watch, there's gonna be something where it's my fault, where I should have like stretched it more or something. All right, I feel like you've already seen me do this with like extreme light. Now I need to use this to be able to see in there, because all I can see is a black dot. I'm staring into a flashlight this whole time. With violins, a flashlight is actually a diagnostic tool. Now, of course, because you actually go around the edges and you look for cracks and whatnot. You go in and you try to find out what the label says for size, for brand, model, serial number. And now the problem is another problem. I am underneath the A string, so I actually have to unwind this a bit, get some slack, go under. No big deal. Now we wind it back up, get into the right place. Don't overwind it because apparently you'll break the freaking cheap strings. Get that claw and hook it. If you hear people singing upstairs, it's because there has been a wave of K-pop demon hunters attacking my house, apparently. So, now, while I can't use the G string to illustrate this, it feels a little bit loose still. Like the whole violin actually requires really has more of a fiddle twang to it, it feels like. Get some rosin on that bow. It doesn't sound like there's any rosin on there. Now, what I really like about the violin is that it requires no electricity. So if the lights go out, you can still play the violin. Yeah, that is not quite there. That is not in tune at all. But it's working. And I think I actually should be going over, not under. Let's see here. Yeah, those are all over. And I say that because now, what just broke now? Yeah, these strings are garbage. I guarantee you I just broke two more strings in strategic place. No? Was it the bridge that broke? It was the cheap tail pin that broke. Luckily enough, this video has been 24 minutes, so now the good one should be actually done. This was a cheap, low quality, low density one that I did for testing, and it did exactly what I thought it would do. So now I'm going to go and get the other one because it was supposed to be done within 24 minutes, and I don't hear it printing.